Today, we retake our homeworld, and with it, our legacy.
I don't think it's particularly fair that I'm the one to review Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void, because I'm a biased piece of shit. In fact, I wasn't even going to make this review because I firmly believed that I could not remain objective about the entire game series. See, I've been playing Starcraft for about 16 years now, and it's remained a constant love in my life. When Wings of Liberty came out, I was in college, barely eating a box or two of plain whole wheat spaghetti a week. I literally ended up coming close to dying of starvation, losing close to 70 pounds in a 6-month span. Yet I ended up walking 7 miles to the nearest plasma donation place to purchase the game when it came out. I was that absolutely addicted to the series. And as I played Wings of Liberty on my extremely shitty compact Berseria laptop, freezing every other move of my mouse, I was still just as in love with the series as ever. The weekend that I played Wings of Liberty, I didn't think about food, I didn't think about how exhausted I was, or just how much homework I let pile up over the weekend that I was playing. It was something magical. It was the same way with Heart of the Swarm when it came out, and when Legacy of the Void came out, it was no exception either. On the Friday that Legacy of the Void was released, I took a 3-hour nap after work, bought the game with 2 containers of pre-made iced coffee, then finished it in one long 14-hour session. 16 years of waiting to see the conclusion of the original Starcraft campaign I began so long ago in 1999. 16 years of history and build-up, all for this one moment. And it was worth it. It was worth it to me. I've debated back and forth quite a bit, and whether doing a review, I'll go to the storyline of the game. But I really do hate spoilers, and I want people who are passionate about the game to enjoy it as I have, and to see what I have. To take these long years of investment into the StarCraft franchise and be excited by the conclusion without having it spoiled for you. So I've decided this review will contain absolutely no spoilers about the storyline of the campaign to this game. It makes it a crappier review, but how could I honestly have this much passion for a game and then ruin it for other people? I'm sure about 20 people clicked away after I said that, but for those still watching, who am I kidding? 20 people. We don't get that many views. But for those still watching, enjoy the review. As I mentioned earlier, I won't be detailing any story spoilers to the game, but the story starts off with the Protoss attempting to retake their homeworld of Ire. What happens after that is quite a surprise, and that's as far as I'll mention the story. The homeworld of Ire was taken away from the Protoss in the original StarCraft game, with the Protoss hero Tastar sacrificing his life to destroy the Zerg Overmind. However, the uncontrolled Zerg brood swept over the planet, unable to be stymied by the leftover forces of the Protoss, and they were forced to abandon their homeworld and flee to Shakuras, the home of the exiled Dark Templar. Like I said, I sat down and finished the campaign in a single 14-hour session, and anyone who knows me can attest to the fact that I don't sit down for more than about an hour at a time before I get finicky and start moving. But that's really how much I enjoyed the storyline campaign to this game. It's worth every bit of pain to anyone who even slightly likes the RTS genre. The difficulty of the game as well can be set anywhere from easy to brutal, so anyone of the skill level can play the campaign with the amount of challenge they desire. And if you just want story, set it on easy, go through the missions, and you can see everything unfold. Multiplayer has never been this good. Not only can you compete against other players in 1 vs 1 matches, but you can take to Battle.net to work together in co-op missions to complete mission objectives. I did a few today, and being put with a random person whose playstyle you have no idea about is very exciting. I was really hoping for a co-op campaign to the main storyline of the game, but with this new co-op feature that's been instituted, perhaps later on down the road we'll see some ingenious use of the Starcraft 2 map editor to create new campaign-esque levels that will allow 2 people to experience the game together. Aside from that, the basic features of the multiplayer game are still as tight and amazing as ever. Multiplayer requires absolute focus to stay ahead of your opponents, constantly shifting from macro, which is managing the resources you collect to expand your base and unit upgrades, to micro, which is manipulating movements of your units for best possible combat efficiency. Both sides are absolutely necessary to success in-game against real opponents. The campaign and training simulators against bots will cleverly teach a person how to slowly increase their own personal building efficiency, but nothing will help you quite like digging in and going against real players. The ranked play is divided up into different levels, pairing you with opponents who are allegedly on even ground with your own skill level, making for more fair matches as you climb or descend down the ladder rankings. One of the main reasons why I love this series is because even after you finish with the campaign, the online multiplayer has so many utility options for play. You'll always have access to a host of people on Battle.net at any point in time to play with, and the game's own presence in the gaming circuit has never been higher. This game series as a whole, even including the original Starcraft, is just so very good. Blizzard has put a ton of effort into making this game amazing, and even though I'm still not very good at the game after 16 years of off and on playing, it's a wonderful experience for me each time a new expansion comes out. Please do yourself a favor and buy this game if you're even the slightest bit interested in the RTS genre. You owe it to yourself to experience a wonderfully compelling story and to play such a well-developed franchise. Legacy of the Void has been bittersweet for me. 16 years culminated into one final expansion that finishes the storylines of the original game. They may create a StarCraft 3, there may even be update patches to the game to tell other stories, but for me the story is over, and everything else is just an epilogue.